Jennifer Roberts here, and I am the Podqueen. You have made it. We are nearing the end. This is number 4. Remember, we did 1, 2, 2B, 3, and now 4. Amazing. I did what I said I would do, you guys. I let my yes be yes and my no be no. Amazing. Okay, good. All right, so today what we're going to do is I'm going to talk to you about areas of discipline that actually help you walk out the Sermon on the Mount. And I love this. I love that God shows us practically the areas that we need to be helped in, and then He gives us aids so that we can walk out those things that He requires of us. And so I'm gonna overemphasize things. I need to state clearly, and I'll throughout the whole time say it again. These areas of discipline do not earn you God's favor. You have His favor, honestly. So it's not like you do this thing to get attention from God. His eyes are on you. You're always on His mind. He's watching you. He created you in your mother's womb. He's aware of you. He's constantly listening for the cry of your heart. So this isn't going to get you more attention from God. This is going to enable you to walk in more grace, to walk out those areas that your heart desires to walk out, okay? So these are highlighted in chapter 6, 1 through 34. And I'm just going to do a condensed version of it, okay? So the first area that helps us walk out the discipline of grace manifests through, through giving, okay? So I love this. Giving really helps us partner with the heart of God. Why? Because, let me tell you this, you in your natural self want to cling to those things that you have. Every bit of money, honestly, I just want to hoard it. I want to keep it. It's natural instinct to protect yourself. But this is saying, no, I'm going to give the resources back to others because those resources came from God. He gave them to me. And you know what it says in the prayer, which we all know the Lord's Prayer, in the Sermon on the Mount, give us this day our daily bread. And so it's about receiving fresh from God, fresh resources, fresh revelation, knowing there's going to be more tomorrow. And so we give because we want to partner with God's heart. And here's how you get double points, right? What about if you give to your enemy? Come on, crazy. Now, true story, I was in a Bible study with a good friend of mine, and my husband and I felt led to give them some money. And so 2 weeks later, in my Bible study, we're going through the Sermon on the Mount, and someone says, I'm having a hard time blessing my enemies. And I said, honestly, the fastest way to bless your enemy is to give your enemy money. Just do it, because if you let go of the resources that you hold on to and you give them towards your enemy, I mean, it really frees you up. So my friend comes to me after the Bible study, and she goes, did you give us money because we're your enemy? I'm like, no, I give you money because I love you and I got to. That was fun. But if you give and you give to your enemy, come on, high five. That is amazing. That is how you bless your enemy, by giving. So if we grow in the area of giving, we grow in the area of prayer. And it says, when you pray, pray in secret so that the Lord will reward you openly. He says, when you give in secret so the Lord will reward you openly. There's something about a secret life of prayer that it's like the light of heaven shines down on you. He's going, look at them. They're choosing me when no one else is watching. They're deciding to follow me just because they love me. And so when you pray, we need to grow in prayer. And when you pray, pray in secret. I mean, you can be in secret in a crowded room. You can be in secret in your car. You can be in secret in traffic. You can be encountering God in prayer anywhere, the grocery store, in your closet, with your children. It's amazing. It's practical. Okay, next thing, fasting. I know. Did I just say that out loud, people? Podqueen on occasion gives up coffee and leche condensado. I know. Did you just hear the heavens shake? Amazing. So there's something about fasting where we are getting in touch with our weakness. We're getting in touch with our humanity. We're getting all the props out of the way, the things that we can lean upon, draw strength from for a season. And then we touch those areas where we go, oh gosh, I'm not quite as strong as I thought I was. Someone get me a cup of coffee. And so you find out how dependent you are on temporal things when you engage in fasting. And it creates a longing for heaven that's so good and so necessary. So you want to grow in fasting. You want to grow in forgiving. You know you do. It's forgive others as you have been forgiven. We need to grow in forgiveness. It's a process, you guys. I know that. You know, it's not all going to happen in one day. We grow every day in forgiveness. We make active choices to forgive and not hold other people prisoners because of our own pain. We can do this in the grace of God. And the last thing is to serve. Jesus was the servant of all. You want to be like Jesus? Learn to serve like Jesus served. If we grow in these areas, then the Sermon on the Mount becomes a living part of our relationship with Jesus. So I encourage you, go on a journey. Ask God to help you grow in these areas of discipline. That's what the Podqueen thinks.